Coming up in this episode, man, hey, things are getting heated. Things are getting heated. Everything surrounding around this Nolan Wells tragedy. There's a lot of speculation, a lot of narratives going on. There's a lot of information that's coming out that a lot of people are challenging. That a lot of people are saying that this needs to be looked at. A lot of evidence is starting to come out. They fixated on Nolan Wells' phone. Could this be a criminal investigation now? And we've seen a real candid interview today with Teslan Fagaro and Elliot Connie. And she basically was on his live show and they had a great conversation. And I told you guys that Elliot Connie does a great job of breaking things down. He's a psychotherapist. And he had Teslan Fagaro on his show because this all stems around the remarks that Brandon Tatum said about Teslan Fagaro, act like he didn't know who she was and called this lady super ghetto. So as she explained today on the Elliot Connie show, that she's not running from them remarks of super ghetto. She explained where that terminology and things that people have been calling her come from. Now she is very talkative and she's been around for a minute, but now she's been thrust in the limelight because certain people have said some things about her, especially Brandon Tatum, and now she's appearing on different shows wanting to get a chance just to sit down and talk with Brandon Tatum because she says she wants all the smoke. She ain't ducking no smoke and she wants to fade. And it seems like Brandon Tatum is ducking a sit down with Teslan Fagaro. Now, Teslan Fagaro is working hand in hand with Benjamin Crump and the Nolan Wells' family. So she just didn't pop up and appear out of nowhere. She's been on the scene for a while. All you got to do is go back and listen to the interview that she had with Elliot Connie. She breaks down her whole history. She's been in this game for a long time. She said now she's currently in law school and she's had different gigs that's been offered to her, but she's turned a couple of them down. And she goes on to Killer Mike's platform to do a follow-up. And does she send a warning out to Brandon Tatum? She wants Brandon Tatum imano. And she basically said everything that he's putting out there is not factual. He's always talking about he has credible witnesses. She says she has the facts too. She has credible witnesses as well. So she's basically saying Brandon Tatum ain't the only one that can sit down and interview people. She can do it as well. And like I said, she went on Killer Mike's platform. I know a lot of people, was in the comment section talking about this lady talks a lot and things like that, but she gets her point across. I mean, I don't care what y'all think about this young lady. She made valid points. And she has challenged Brandon Tatum through this whole ordeal. And she wants to get a chance to see him one-on-one. And apparently, Brandon Tatum does not want none of it. But before we get off into that, man, y'all do me a favor, man. Like, comment, subscribe on the video. And Teslan Fagaro has now sat down and spoke to many people. But when she was on the Elliot Connie show, she basically let people know who she was. She not ducking nobody. She is very creditable. She has debate skills. And she says she likes to do her stuff live and not pre-recorded. So let's take a listen to what she was saying on the Killer Mike show because she straight went in on Brandon Tatum. Take a listen. Now, guys, man, you heard exactly what Tesla Fagaro had to say. Now, see, that goes back to when Brandon Tatum said he didn't even know this young lady. So she exposed all that. They have encounters before, and she pointed out the encounter that they had. And he act like when he was on the Elliot Connie show that he knew nothing about Tezlyn Figaro when Elliot Connie brought her name up. And he was deflecting. And just like she just said, he was trying to think about, how do I respond? So that's clear evidence that, this lady, y'all might not like her and what she is saying, because a lot of people will say that she has masculine energy. But at the same time, this young lady believes in herself and believes in what she's talking about. And she can go in there and debate anybody with the best of them. Because she pointed out some things on Nancy Grace show where some of her stuff got edited out. That she was talking about Brandon Tatum, but Nancy Grace didn't want to have that aired on the rerun. So basically, she wants to sit down and she wants to get a chance, mano a mano with Brandon Tatum, and see what's up, because she said she would destroy his credibility. And this just lets you know that things that she's saying is actual factuals. Because now Brandon Tatum's like, oh yeah, I know her. She's super ghetto. And it seems like the super ghetto did not even bother her because she responded to it. But she just sending a warning out, a verbal warning to Brandon Tatum. Let's get this work. But it seems like, he's ducking the smoke, running from the fade. And she got all the right to say what she got to say, because if you're going to try to minimize, like I've always said, you don't have to minimize somebody, but that's what Brandon Tatum's doing. Minimizing everybody else that has knowledge firsthand to this Nolan Wells tragedy. He acts like he's the only one that has firsthand dibs on everything that's going on. Like he knows what's going on, like he can solve the case. He's not a detective. He was a former officer. And this young lady, it seems like she's been in the politic game for a long time. Just check her track record. So she got a right to want to sit there and talk to Brandon Tatum because of all the stuff that he's out there saying. Because she has firsthand knowledge too. Like she stated, you're not the only one that can interview people. She can interview people too. She knows what the real is. And she just exposed Brandon Tatum even more in this whole soliloquy that she went on Killer Mike's platform. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Is Brandon Tatum ducking the smoke? Is he running from the fade? She's issued a challenge. You've been warned, Brandon Tatum. Teslan Fagaro is coming for you. How are you going to respond? Y'all get down in that comment section.
I see everyone in the comment section, hashtag salute. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you will know every time I drop a hot banger. Oh yeah, just in case I forgot, tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And that will wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. Catch you on the next one. Deuces.